Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder again with another Reddit story for you. This one comes from AITAH and is titled, Am I the astronaut for not dragging my niece on a 6-hour drive every weekend to see her mom, my sister? My 47 male sister, 38 female, went to prison for tax fraud. She failed to report income from her MLM over the course of 8 years, almost $400,000 in gross sales. She's going to be gone for 12 years minimum. As a result, I took her daughter, my niece, 14 female, into my home, so she wouldn't end up in foster care. Dad is not in the picture. I've been raising my niece for almost 2 years now. I treat her the same as I treat my own 5 kids. She's well-fed, sees any doctor she needs to, and she attends the same private school that my own children do, all on my dime. Recently, my sister was approved for a transfer so she could be closer to the family. The prison she was moved to is a 6-hour drive from my house. Previously, we had to fly to go see her. When my sister was not in driving distance, I would fly my niece out to see her mom once a month. We would spend the weekend out there and visit her for 3 hours on both weekend days. The rest of the weekend was filled out with my niece and I checking out the local food and culture. Well, now that my sister is in a closer prison, she expects us to come see her every weekend. Not only would that require me to spend 12 hours a week driving round trip, but my niece would have to give up most of her social life to visit her mom in prison. I was reluctant, but ultimately willing to give up that much of my time. The thing is, my niece doesn't want to go every weekend. She wants to spend her weekend socializing with her friends, going on dates, seeing concerts, and generally being a teenager. She is 100% okay with keeping up the 1 weekend a month visitation. I told my sister this, and she flipped her shit. She claims that I am alienating her from her daughter and turning her daughter against her because I'm too lazy to drive my niece out there every weekend. Yesterday, we went in for our monthly visit, and my sister refused my visit. She only wanted to see her daughter, but the prison does not allow minors to visit without an adult. So ultimately, she did not get to see her daughter yesterday. It's 6 a.m. I'm sitting awake in a hotel room while my niece is sleeping, and I'm wondering if it's even worth it to go back to the prison when visiting hours open up. I've got cousins, aunts, and uncles messaging me that I shouldn't try to keep her away from her daughter, but that's the opposite of what I'm doing. Top comment here, every weekend is not realistic, even for you. You still have 5 kids who will miss out on time with you. I get wanting to see her daughter, but at some point it feels like punishment for your niece. If she doesn't want to go but is being forced to, it's like she's also being made to serve a bit of her mother's time. Interesting. Plus, she hasn't completely refused to go. She's still up for the 1 weekend a month. Forcing more on her will make her resentful of all of you. She shouldn't be forced. Okay, so the question was, am I the astronaut for not dragging my niece on a 6-hour drive every weekend to see her mom, my sister? NTA, absolutely. However, this was not what I expected it to be. I don't know about all you, but this was, OP here has gone above and beyond. Way above and way beyond. And maybe that's why sister has an expectation for even more because OP's gone way above and beyond. And I understand that per sister's worldview right now is completely different, right? Because she's stuck and probably just counting the hours till the next time she gets to see her daughter. I understand that that's tough. I understand that must be a terrible thing to have to go through. But you also have to have some realistic expectations. And you also have to be grateful that someone is giving your daughter the ability to have a fruitful life right now. Quit trying to punish everyone. Instead of being grateful and respectful of someone going way above and way beyond, she's in prison acting entitled. OP in your shoes, I would be like, look, bitch. No, don't say that. Just look. I have done way more than anyone else on this planet was willing to do to give your daughter the ability to have a better life while you're still in here. I've brought her once a month, flown her out once a month, and now I'm going to keep bringing her once a month, but I'm going to be driving instead of flying. If you don't set the record straight and correct the information that you have provided to all of these family members saying I'm keeping her away from you, we'll start going once a quarter. We'll start going once every other month. I mean, if that's what she wants to do, it's all up to her. None of this was my decision. Your daughter doesn't want to come every weekend. But of course, you don't believe that. Why doesn't the daughter jump in and tell her? She's 14 now. She's old enough to speak up and be like, yo, that was my choice.